Okay, so like to be totally honest, like throughout my time at ItWorks, I was with them a little over a year. And there were like little things, like little red flags that would pop up every now and again. But like I would always justify it somehow. You know what I mean? So like, for example, if one of my customers was having an issue, and they called me about it because they, tried calling customer service and customer service wasn't, able to help them or whatever. Oh, I'll give you one of the bigger ones. Okay, so to sign up as a loyal customer, pretty much like you get the discount, but you have to run an auto ship for at least 3 months. You have to. And they'll like pretty this up every which way that they can by telling you, oh, but you don't have to get the same product. Like you can get a different product. You're getting my discount. It's only 3 months. You have to, most of the products you should be using for 90 days anyway, if you really want to see some results. You know what I mean? Like they ramp it up. Like you have to, if you want this to work, like pretty much, and if you try to cancel before the 30 days is up, they slap your ass with a freaking $50 cancellation fee. So like, what the fuck? So I had a couple of customers and look, when I was selling, like when I was like talking to my customers about these products, I knew what I was talking about according to the company. In retrospect, like honestly, I didn't know what I was talking about because half the shit that they say is fucking bullshit. I was like knowledgeable about the products. I answered every question. I did my best to like give people a good experience. And I was I never lied to any of my customers. I never lied to any of them. I never like prettied it. I never left anything out. I always told them, oh yeah. And I was always told not to tell them about the loyal customer program because I was told that they would get overwhelmed. But I would always tell them anyway because I didn't feel right. You know what I mean? Like I didn't feel right like not telling them because like that's their money. But anyway, so I had this one customer who was a friend of mine from high school, another friend, that I had signed up. He was one of my first 4. Actually, I think he might have been my 4th. I think he might have been like my final like LC to be able to get that $120 shopping spree. So I had him call me during his 2nd month and he was like, hey, I was charged again on my card and I was wondering if that was a mistake. And I told him like, no, do you remember like I told you that, when you sign it, like if you get my discount that you have to do it for 3 months. And after the 3 months, then you can cancel. But if you try to cancel now, they're gonna slap you with a $50 cancellation fee. And I don't think that they will just not send the product in place of charging you that $50. Do you know what I mean? So like he had gotten the like, what was it? I don't remember. Was it the skinny pack? I'm pretty sure it was the skinny pack. He charged like $115 to his, it's gotta be because the loyal customer price on that is $112. So he got the Fat Fighters, the defining gel and the wraps. It's called the skinny pack. And it's $112, so it was like $115, dollar bill monthly. And he told me, well, look, I'm not gonna need another month's worth of product because I haven't even started using the ones that I bought initially. So I was like, okay, if you want, what I can do is I can switch your order to something else, probably, something cheaper, and just one product. And then that way you'll get to try something else and you won't, have to pay that $50 fee. Like, it was a whole freaking big mess. And every time I would talk to my upline, like every time I'd send them a message, she would always have like a comeback for it. I remember thinking that. I was like, coño, they have a comeback for like literally everything. Like everything you can think of asking. Like if one of them is watching this video right now, they're literally sitting in their room like about to lose their minds. They're like, well, you don't know. You don't understand what the hell you're saying. You don't understand what the hell you're saying because this was in 2015 and it's 2019. 2019 is not the same as 2015. And like, we don't do that. Like, we're legitimate. No, the fuck you're not. Okay? Thanks. Bye. Next. So like, there were certain things that would like pop up and like briefly, like have me like briefly second guessing what I was doing. But I always justified it with like, I'm doing this for my family. I'm doing this for my family. I'm doing this for my family. And that's incredibly powerful. Like that, do you know what I mean? Like when you tell yourself that and you use that as a motivation, like that's incredibly powerful. Pretty much the clincher for me, and the event that changed everything was when my grandmother had a horrific experience with the customer service. Essentially, she tried to call customer service and cancel her loyal customer status. You know, she tried to like cancel her membership, and they tried to slap her with the $50 cancellation fee. And from my recollection, they would not accept a return of her unused, unopened products because it would get there, this was their words, it would get there too late because you only have 30 days from when you order to cancel or to send them back. So they wouldn't come back like in time for the 30 days. That for me was the last straw, and I quit. Like, you don't fuck with my family and then just expect things to be just fucking peaches. So after I left, I was back at square one emotionally, essentially. But now instead of feeling guilty that I wasn't bringing any money in, I got to feel guilty that I had lost money too. And not only that, but that I had convinced other people to throw away their money too. So I was really down and I felt really lost. And I did what I always do when I'm falling apart at the seams. I ran back to the fandom world. And you know what? It actually ended up being one of the greatest things that has ever happened. I got into the SVU fandom and the Raul Esparza fandom, and I made so many amazing new friends. And I rediscovered my passion for writing. You know, and that's, now I have like a purpose. Now I know what I want to do with my life. I know what my career is like. I know what I'm working towards now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not directionless anymore. So, I mean, it's, you know, it's I guess a happy ending. Because we did lose money, but there are people who lose a hell of a lot more than we did. Let me tell you, a hell of a lot more than we did. I consider myself lucky that I was able to get out when I did. Or that I got out when I did, you know, before I had spent any more, or God forbid, before I had roped anybody else into, you know, getting into that. Anyway, I mean, and from there I moved on, you know, like I didn't really think about ItWorks for a long, long time. And then about a month ago, I was just kind of like hanging out on YouTube, you know, just kind of perusing videos. And I saw this video from a YouTuber named Rachel Oates. In the video, she was talking about the dangers of MLM companies as a whole. And even though she didn't mention ItWorks specifically in the video, I noticed that a lot of the screenshots that she used of Hunbots promoting their Kool-Aid were using very similar language that I used to use for my post with ItWorks. So before I keep going, I decided to do this video, one, to share my experience with this particular MLM company, but also to apologize to anyone that I ever sold to, anyone that I ever messaged, anyone that I may have approached. I never apologized to any of you, except for my sister-in-law. Her and I shared some crazy MLM horror moments a few weeks ago. Either way, when I saw Rachel's video, I immediately recognized, like even without having done any research yet, I recognize that being part of this company and messaging the people, like the way that I was messaging them, the things that I was saying in any given message, and like just it didn't seem, sound, or look like me. And it didn't feel like me. I do remember that like distinctly. Like every time I would go to post, I would like posting the way that I was posting and sending messages and talking to people, like messaging people the way that I was messaging people, like the shit I was saying, that took some getting used to. Like I kept telling myself, and other people kept telling me, look, you're just out of your comfort zone. Like it'll pass. You'll get used to it. It's just, it's something that you've never done before, so it feels weird. But I always remember that, like when I would post something, it wouldn't feel like something that came from me, if that makes sense. And yet I still did it. Like I still did it. And I did it with the purest of intentions. But it was still shitty ass behavior, and it was still wrong. I still fucked up, period, point blank. And that's not to say that I was like lying in every post, because I wasn't lying. I was just like, I don't know, it was like I don't know, it just seemed phony. Like, and I will say that I was, at certain points, I was playing into the kind of fake it till you make it mentality. Because again, that was something that I was told to do. That was something that I was told to post about so that I wouldn't sound like a salesman. But the irony is that like you still sound like a salesman even when you're like talking about your like life of luxury. You sound like a salesman, and you sound like an arrogant ass salesman at that. Luckily, it didn't affect all of my relationships, but even still, it certainly tainted a few relationships with people that I was friends with. And to those people, whether you ever bought something from me or not, I am so deeply and genuinely sorry if I ever messaged you, if I ever approached you, if I ever called you, if I ever sold to you, especially if I ever sold to you. I am so genuinely sorry. I'm so deeply sorry for my behavior during that time, because as much as I went into it with like the purest of intentions, I found myself eventually, very quickly actually, compromising my integrity. And more importantly, to point out, I compromised my relationships with my friends, with people that I had known from the restaurant industry, with my family. And luckily I didn't do any severe damage, at least not to my knowledge. But for all of that, I just want to say that I am sorry. I know better now. And I'm just really sorry. Like, I'm genuinely sorry. Anyway, I thought about how I was recruited, and I heard a few more horror stories. And that was pretty much when I decided to take a deep ass look into ItWorks Global. What I should have done when I was first approached about joining. So I went on YouTube because I remembered in 2015 finding a diamond leader on YouTube. I'm not going to be saying her name. I'm not gonna be saying anybody's name unless it's somebody who is offering some facts, in which case I am going to be saying their names. What I found was just Jesus Christ. I got curious as to, she's still making videos, still. The last one, if I'm not mistaken, it was 2 days ago. Today is August. No, it is not. Today is October 10th. It's Thursday, October 10th when I'm filming this. I don't know when it's going to go up. But she is still to this day making videos. And the last video as of today that she has on there, let's actually just check. 2 days ago, I sank into this endless rabbit hole of fuck all, is basically what happened, and discovered a few things that I am going to be sharing with you right now. So yeah, I pretty much just thought I was going to find some training videos, maybe some motivational videos, like ones that I had seen, just like the ones that I had seen in like 2013. That's what I expected to find. But oh boy, I found so much more than that. Oh, it was actually pretty concerning. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, all jokes aside, it's actually terrifying. Like, after having all of the information that I have currently, like watching a new video from any one of the distributors that are on YouTube or shit, even from the CEO, from the official motherfucking ItWorks channel, it's fucking terrifying. Before I show you like all the ItWorks stuff, I want to explain what exactly it was that that troubles me about the company ItWorks, and more specifically like the business practices. That's like the real heart of what I'm going to try to get at right now. And they're trained in these business practices in order to get people to sign up. So I found this article that mentioned a report by a guy named John M. Taylor in 2011. And this report was actually posted on the official FTC website. So this is like a legit report. He studied 350 MLMs total for the report. Okay, so the study, which again was published on the FTC website, found that 99.6% of people who get involved in an MLM lose money. I should have already put the table from that study. So as you can see, you have a better chance going to fucking Vegas and like playing blackjack and winning. You even have a better chance of making money if you join an actual like pyramid scheme. Like a no product based pyramid scheme. Because that's the difference, bro. That's the freaking difference between an MLM and a pyramid scheme. A pyramid scheme doesn't have a product. It's just a straight up like scam. An MLM is a product based pyramid scheme. So it looks like it's not a pyramid scheme because, oh, we have a product and we sell a product. But here's the thing. To make money in those companies, you have to recruit people. That's where the money comes from, not from selling products. And listen, this is their income disclosure statement, and it says 2016, but this is the one that they have on their website literally right now. Literally right now. And you know how I know that? Because I waited until the last minute to get this from their website because it wasn't up to date. So I wanted to give them until the last possible second to be able to update it. And they still haven't, like 3 years later. What the fuck? But like they even say it their damn selves. Most people stay as distributors and they make like $52. That's less than minimum wage. Like when you point this out to an ItWorks Hunbot, they usually brush it off and like swear up and down that there are people that make money in the business. There are people that make money in the business, but they're the top. They're at the top. They're at the, hello? They're at the top. Do you understand? Like, do you get it? Do you know how many people they had to fuck over to get to where they are? And I don't say that lightly. I don't think that they're bad people. I honestly don't. Like, they were victims, but they were victims that were trained to become the perpetrators. And listen, if they are actually making money, which I'm not gonna lie, like from what I see from what is being presented on Instagram, there are people that are doing actually very well. The diamond leader that I was talking about that I used to watch on YouTube in 2015, that is still on YouTube, she is doing very well, I would say. But I can tell you right now why she's doing very well. That's because she's 24 hours on her fucking phone. She's going live. She's going on family calls. She's posting. She's reaching out to people, messaging people, adding new people every day, this is literally like something that they tell you to do every day, all day. You're posting, you're going live, you're messaging people, you're adding new people. That's what you do every single motherfucking day. Like, how are you supposed to cultivate and nurture a relationship with a stranger? Which I don't think there's anything wrong with like meeting people online. I've met a ton of people online. I've made a lot of friends online. Like, I've made a lot of friends through the fandom that I'm in. I've made a lot of friends through another fandom that I'm in. I've met a lot of friends through YouTube, a lot of friends through Insta, a lot of friends through Twitter. Like, I've made friends online before. That's not like a foreign concept. And I think that people can have like a true friendship that they forge online. Like, I totally see that. Absolutely. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. But how, if you're continuously like, pero cada día, like every day, more and more. Like, how do you keep up with all those people, bro? I'm starting to get like worked up. So in other words, they're making money, but they're more than likely doing so at the expense of time with their family. Quality time. That doesn't mean like being in the room but with your nose in your phone the whole time. Like, you know, because at that point, like, you're there, but you're not there. You know what I mean? Like, you're physically there, but you're not present. And that's allegedly why a lot of people start their business to begin with. They want more time with their family. They want to, like, be able to make money from home, but raise their kids and spend time with their kids and, like, whatever. Like I'm not even going to touch, like, the mom shame that happens, because that's who they target. That's who they target. Those are their prey. They target very specific, they cater to a very specific type of person. New mom, first time mom, students, military wives, pregnant women. These are all people that are incredibly in an incredibly vulnerable position in their life, especially the new moms and the military wives too, because it can't be easy to have to, you know, see your loved one, you know, leave for, you know, wherever, you know, and not know whether they're going to come back. That I can't imagine that stress. I cannot. So these are vulnerable people, emotionally vulnerable people, and a lot of times they're financially vulnerable too, because, you know, maybe they're not like dirt poor, but they're really struggling. They could really do with a second income, in other words. So in this article, they talked about this guy, Douglas M. Brooks, he's an attorney who represents the victims of pyramid schemes. And he compared a lot of like the behaviors and the tactics that people in MLMs use with that of a cult. It gets worse. So like, look, basically he was trying to show that like MLM companies use cult-like mentalities in order to both recruit and retain their distributors. So he, in a working paper entitled Coercive Techniques in Business Opportunity Cults, which was presented at the International Cultic Studies Association annual conference in 2019, so this is like super recent, Brooks noted that distributors from the MLM Amway showed factors that were consistent with the popular perception of what a cult is. Now look, I know the instinct is to be like, well, ItWorks is not Amway, and his paper was about Amway. Which, and look, that was exactly what I thought too. Like, literally, I was like, okay, you know, I think that might seem a little bit, like, a little extreme. Like, ItWorks was bad, and some of the shit that they were doing, and, like, the things that they were the things that they were saying, like, it was pretty shitty and it's shady as fuck, but it's not a cult like, right? 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 Further down, even further down in that same article, they talked about a guy named Stephen Hassan, and he came up what is now known as the BITE model. So the BITE model is a set of behavioral patterns that one can use in order to determine whether an organization or company uses cult-like tactics in their business practices. Like, it sounds insane, right? Like, I mean, when you think of cults, like, when I think of a cult, I think of, like, the Manson family. You know, like radical, violent, dangerous, you know, like the like that image that most of us, you know, that most of us associate with cults. You know what I mean? Like the crazy, like, woo, you know, like, oh, let's drink the motherfucking Kool-Aid, you know what I mean? But according to Hassan, a cult, okay, hold on, let me read this so that I get the quote right. A cult is an organization that exercises undue influence over its members to make them dependent and obedient. Undue influence is defined as persuasion that takes over any free will or judgment, and as a legal term, it refers to a person or group taking advantage of their position of power over others. Now, I am going to take you with me through the BITE model, and we're going to put ItWorks through the BITE model. I've already done it, so I already know how this is going to end, but don't worry, I will be here with you. I'm going to go, pretty much what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over each point of the BITE model, and then I'm going to show you examples from ItWorks training videos. And these videos will range in date from as early as 2 days ago to as old as 5 years ago, 6 years ago. I think there might even be a video from 7 years ago in here. So this is like, and the people from 7 years ago, still with the company, still at the same rank. So literally, this is what they've been telling people the entire time. They're still doing it. So I'm gonna need my phone because I have my like little screenshots. I'm gonna put it up there for you. Everything is gonna be okay. We're gonna get through this. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take you through each point of the BITE model, and then I'm gonna show you those clips right after. So examples of it. Okay, so the BITE model is made up of 4 behavioral patterns, right? Behavior control, information control, thought control, and emotional control. BITE. So let's start with behavioral control. This type of control is all about dictating who a person is and what they do. Behavior control can include restricting what types of food a person eats, what they wear, when they sleep, and who they are allowed to associate with. Financial exploitation, manipulation, or dependence is also often a key component of behavior control. Individualism is discouraged and groupthink is encouraged.
I'm nobody special. If you want to learn anything from me, if you want to be like me, the best thing I can tell you is that you got to just talk to everybody. Don't sleep. Don't give excuses, and never, ever utter the words, I'm going to quit. I never once did that. Not one time. Not one time did I say I was going to quit. Never. Don't even make that an option. Why would you say that? Just so you can make yourself feel better? Like, oh my God, maybe I should just quit. Like, that's stupid. Just don't even say that. Don't say that. We all have been through things. And sometimes you got to just suck it up and you have to just do the work and do what you got to do, because I'm telling you, in 1 year from now, and I mean this, work so hard, because what is going to happen to you is going to be the most amazing, life-changing, Cinderella, amazing story that you would have never dreamed of having. Never. You can't even contemplate what is going to happen to you. How quickly your life is going to change. I mean, each month your life is just going to be like, how can my life just be full of so much abundance? I mean,
quit caring what other people think of you, because no matter what's going to happen, whether you decide to do this business or whether you decide to quit, they're going to talk about you. They're going to be like, yeah, she's running one of those businesses and she quit. Like, yep, she's a quitter. Or they're going to talk to you, yeah, she's running one of those businesses and now she scams people. I don't know what they're going to say. Who cares? Don't care what other people are going to say, because number one, if it's not going to be true, or number two, if they're talking about you, they're jealous. If you want to know what you need to do to be successful, number one, run your auto shipment, 80 BV. If you don't have the money, I didn't either. I sold the products every single month until I had enough money that it was paying for itself. Do that. Number two, your next thing you need to do is you need to sign up 4 customers every single month. It's a non-negotiable. If you're not signing up 4 customers a month, then the one thing that you need to change is you need to talk to more people. I promise you that if you're not getting the results that you want, if you simply just talk to more people, boom, you're successful. And then number 3, you need to enroll 3 distributors every single month and then teach them to do what you just did. That's it. If you do that every single month, I guarantee you will make at least $500 a month.
Information control. To exert undue influence, cults will often withhold or distort information to make it more acceptable. Information control involves using deception, discouraging access to non-cult sources of information, encouraging spying on each other, and producing propaganda such as newsletters, YouTube videos, movies, and other media.
You have control over what someone is going to say, how a conversation is going to go by what you're saying to them. So it's super important that you always, like I said before, you're always thinking about what someone is going to respond to you. Like if I say this to them, how are they going to respond?
Don't panic, guys, okay? You did not start something that is crazy. You're not in a cult. Like, guys, we want you to know that the feelings you're having are normal. We don't want you to have buyer's remorse. We don't want you to feel like you've made a bad decision, okay? Because we're going to be here every step of the way to help you answer the million questions that you're going to have. Okay, so don't worry, all right? Trust us. We've been doing this for 6 years, and we are gonna get you through it. We got this.
Why are you even thinking that you have to make a post on Facebook that talks about every single fact and detail about a product when really nobody cares? Nobody cares. All they care about is seeing what the product can do. So post results. Talk about your results. You don't have to talk about a scripted thing. Otherwise, you come across as a robot.
So that's all we have for
Business.
your first bit in the business. And once you make it past this part, we're going to give you a lot more strategies and things to be doing daily. But that's what we wanted to tell you right now, and that's all you need to know right now. So we are so excited for you to hit that first goal, get your product credit, and then go from there.
Stop worrying about the things that don't matter, because you are a selfless leader and you're going to pour into your team whether they're showing up for you or not, because the ones that are going to show up for you later on are going to make the ones that you showed up for so long who didn't show up for you worth it.
Thought control. Cults will also seek to control how members think, so that the group's doctrine is accepted as the truth. Loaded language and cliches are used to stop critical thinking and reduce complex ideas to platitudes and buzzwords.
You want to be good? You want to be great? Or do you want to be legendary?
Often, only positive thoughts are allowed. Constructive criticism or questions are immediately shut down.
The other night, I'm out with the group and their distributors, and she had been talking to a gentleman. I did not hear the conversation at all, but he leaned into me a little while later and he said, "Is this a pyramid?" And I looked right at him and I said, "Yes, what is it?"
This society makes it so easy to give up. This society makes you feel okay when you quit. That's not okay. It's not okay to start something and give up because it's easier. Like, I know our generation thinks that it is, but it's not. Do you want your kids to do that? To be like, oh, well, this project's just too hard. I just quit. I'm just not going to do it. I'll just fail. That's not okay. Okay, but that's what we have to set the example. Like, we have to set that example. We have to be the leaders. We have to push hard even when it's easier not to. We have to believe in ourselves even when we think that we are doing everything wrong. We have to show our teams that we are positive and we are consistent and we know that this business is what it is. Okay, now I understand if this business just isn't for you and you've given it an honest try and you just haven't fallen in love with it. 1 second, please. And you just haven't fallen in love with it, but that's about it. You can't just quit because it's easier to quit.
I want to encourage you guys about the blitzing. You need to be blitzing. If people don't want it, which is very rare that they do not take a coupon, then go on to the next person, because there are 300 million people in the United States, and I promise you, if you will keep blitzing, you will find 5 to 10 people that want to rock this business with you. They want to change their life, and along the way you guys are going to change a lot of lives. So I just want you to do that, to try it again. Blitz, blitz, blitz. They drilled in us at conference that we need to blitz, wrap, and repeat. And that is so critical in this business. The more people you wrap, the more money you're going to make.
And it is what it is. And for people to think it's a pyramid scheme, I think it's kind of ironic that you work a 9-to-5 job and you have bosses and you have to deal with people and you're basically in a pyramid because you have to do all of these things to even get up one level as an assistant manager. Even if you can do that, you have to kiss ass to be an assistant manager or manager or whatever. Sometimes you don't even need qualifications. You just basically have to kiss their butt and be a manager, right?
I didn't realize that there were literally like millions of views on my training videos and all this stuff, and it became overwhelming, and I got very overwhelmed by it. And then all of a sudden I started getting attacked. Like, don't message, don't do this, like, you know, you're teaching people terrible concepts. And this was also when people started exiting our company. Of course, they started to attack like little bit. I mean, you could freaking walk around wearing orange shorts, and the people who left, if they could find something to attack you with, they would attack you, and I was attacked. I had someone who actually has now left our company, who is a top 5 money earner, literally call me on my personal cell phone and tell me to not train people anymore. And so I retreated and I retracted, and I was afraid, and I was afraid to do what I've always known what works. I'm a smart girl. I know how to work this freaking business. I know how to be successful. And not only do I know how to be successful, I know how to teach other people how to be successful.
Let's stray away from desperation and let's get back into passion. If your posts are screaming desperation, you're going to go nowhere. People pick up on that. If your posts are screaming passionate, that's where it happens, okay? So let's all be great leaders. Let's share our leadership on team pages publicly with our team. Let's have conversations with people. Let's not just tag and post and send videos. Let's be personal.
If you have a problem with the way that I'm going to tell you how to do things, and I'm going to give you permission to do things, then don't spend your time on here. And if you have something to say, I will block you. I don't care who you are.
Emotional control. Members of cults experience extreme emotional highs and lows. They're showered with praise one moment and then made to feel guilty, fearful, and unworthy the next. They're told that any problems they experience are their own fault and never that of the leader or group. The cult instills irrational fears about leaving or questioning the leader's authority.
Just know that I'm praying for you, and that I love you, and that you are worthy of the success, and you are worthy of the friendships and the fun and all of the freedom that comes along with ItWorks Global. And I promise you that if you take the leap into this business, that your life will be forever changed. And then you can make a video tearing up your Medicaid review, just like I just did.
This is the business that changed our lives.
And yeah, if we would have let fear stand in the way, we wouldn't be here today. And that just honestly scares me to think about. So we want you to just think on it, pray on it, and get back with the person who sent you this and let them know what you think, because we would love to help you start doing this.
So we're excited to start working together, and we can't wait to talk with you soon.
I want you to ask yourself this question and really, really think and ponder about it. Are you giving up on your business? Are you giving up on yourself before you've even gotten started? Have you even tried?
I'm not crazy, right? Like, And I didn't even use all the clips that I found. I found a fuck ton of clips.